Welcome to the Nameless blog. I'm your host, Kyle S. Berkeley, aka Dr. Kyle Berkeley, aka KB, Trap Guy with the Dad Bod, aka Slope the Pisces, aka some other nicknames that we're never going to talk about on here. Unless certain guests pop up on here that know me, and then we'll talk about it. But we're not talking about it. Um, Dude, this is an exciting. This is an exciting time. We're coming down to the home stretch. That home stretch is the release of the Wake Renaissance and the Union. Um, I'm excited about this, and I'm saying a lot because I'm very, very, very excited. It super excited. So reason why I had a whole top 10 thing, but my daughter has my phone, so I can't do my top 10 thing. Might be able to get to it at the back end of the show. Might not because there's a lot to talk about on this. A few minutes ago, I recorded with a real good friend of mine, Michael, and we talked about WrestleMania. It's WrestleMania weekend. This is, of course, my third time or fourth time trying to do this Nameless blog, and I just wanted to get it right. And just a lot of different factors happened, which is why I didn't put it up yet. But the other one did. The WrestleMania one is up now for WrestleMania Night One. Michael and I are going to hop on again. I'm going to see if I could get CTG, my former rap partner, from when I was in the group R Dash. So I'm going to hopefully we'll be able to get him on the show tonight as well. And I may be able to get some people from E2CC. We might make this a super cross promotion with E2CC and with Nameless Blog. We'll see what happens. But that's for night two of WrestleMania. But what I want to talk about right now, of course, is this release. So Books with Benefits just did the rating for the Wake Renaissance, and Jesus Christ, thank you, God. It was a 9.9 out of 10. The Union, which is also coming out on the same day, which is May 10th, is a 10 out of 10 on Books with Benefits, which is the highest rank. So the Wake Renaissance is like right underneath the highest rank, but still above the Legacy, which was a 9.8. It's like, right? So for anybody trying to figure out why am I so motivated and so pumped right now, um, I want to say this humbly as possible, but as real as possible. I know I'm a real good writer. I know I'm a fantastic writer. I've been doing this since first grade. I have books upon books upon books ready to be published. Like composition notebooks, spiral notebooks, books written up. Like I could drop books at any given time, and they're bangers, every last one of them. And they reach across everything from fantasy to motivating to crime dramas, even stuff that's like kind of like superhero-ish, like just a different take on superheroes, that something things that you've never seen before. And like I'm not like this is no cap. So then if you read my work, you understand like I bring a certain level that nobody else brings. And I love, and I'm a student to this genre of literature. Like I love studying and reading other people's work because it makes me better. So what I'm saying isn't meant to trash talk. It's actually meant to say there's a lot of people who shoulders I stand on because they helped build me. Like Odessa Rose, we had a good conversation. I was at Giant shopping on Thursday, I think it was, and she called. It was either Thursday or Friday. I was at Giant. I was shopping. I was getting some stuff to make some tacos, burritos, and she called me and she gave me some real good insight because she's doing a critique for the union for me. And she gave me some real good insight on something I did. And it was like, hey, you might want to adjust this. Guess what? This is why having a team is so important. Yes, I'm a part of the Black Writers Guild. Yes, I've been nominated and I've won a lot of awards. But the picture that you see, like this behind me, right? You don't get that just for yourself. Your team means a lot. So your editor, they mean a lot. Um, your publicists, they mean a lot. The book club people, the library people, everything around you, all of your eyes and ears, your critics, all of those people help build you into yourself. Um, when I first did the original Wake, it was my first published book. I went with a publishing company. They helped me as best they could. Um, the canvas wasn't the problem. The painting colors wasn't the problem. The artist was the problem. The artist being myself. The book was an 8.5 out of 10. It was not my strongest work. Not too many people get a second chance on the first impression. I've been blessed now to have a second chance on the first impression. That being said, I was able to redo this book and make it actually canon and flow with the rest of the series, like The Void, which is a 9.0, like The Legacy, which is a 9.8, like The Union, which is a 10.0, 10.10, 10 out of 10, I should say. And The Wake Renaissance, which is a retelling of the book that was a 8.5, is now a 9.9. It's a tiny point off from being a 10.10. Meanwhile, the continuation of the series is coming out on the same exact day as a 10.10. What does that tell you? I'm not only a consistent writer, I'm a really, really great writer. And this story in the series is fantastic. And it is all in due to the people around me. And like I said, I can't help but think the people who have been in my corner throughout this whole process. Um, of course, like even went down to the book covers, even though K&T did this one, and Natasha Miller did a great job with this cover. I can't help but thank Stacey Doy for all the work that she's done for all my other covers, and being an inspiration for this cover right here. Um, Again, Karen Rogers, who edited basically my whole series, except for this one. And only reason why she didn't edit this one, the Wake Renaissance, was because she was buried in work in the process. And like I said, there's other books I have going on right now that I'm working on and putting out. So like when I say buried in work, she's buried in work, and it would be really unrealistic and completely unfair for me to dump on this on her, especially when this was a whole last minute product. A lot of people don't know that. The rights reverted back to myself, which I rewrote the book and put it out on Bolt, and gave the book to Bold Print. And this all started coming about around October, November, I want to say. For those that don't know, the Union was supposed to come out around November, and I was going to make a Christmas push for the Union to continue the series. And the Union was done. It just, when this happened, it kind of changed the trajectory of what I wanted to do, because it gave me a chance to fix the prequel, and it gave me a chance to be proud of it, because I just want to be honest with you. It was hard being on tour. Like, did the 13 city tour, 15 city tour last year. And, you're promoting The Void, and you're promoting The Legacy. You have these real good books. And then you have The Wake, which is a book. It's not as good as the rest, which is supposed to promote it along with the series. And then there's parts of it that goes, I don't feel like this is canon. It feels off. And even the writing and the direction, like the rest of the series is written first person. The original Wake was written third person, and the timelines was all over the place, and it was a lot of things that needed help. The Wake Renaissance, again, using the canvas, painting a better picture, you can't help but love it. Hey, Sage, my daughter's here. What's wrong, boo? Nothing. Hey. Can you close the fridge for me? Thanks, boo. So, um, so I'm super happy about that. So on June 10th, of course, Juneteenth is the 19th of June. I understand that. The big push right now for Bold Print is celebrating freedom with Bold Print. So with this Tiffany Gibbons saga. So with the Wake Renaissance coming out on June 10th, with the Union coming out on June 10th, with the Void and the Legacy, which are already out, we're making this big push on celebrating freedom with Bold Print. And the whole Tiffany Gibbons saga, it's a story of freedom. It's different forms of freedom. It's freedom from your oppressor. In Tiffany's case, her father and her mom, both her parents actually. Celebration of being free from substance abuse, and that's a big part of Gina's story and her past, and making amends and making a change from um, her history of addiction, um, being free from the things that bounded you down, like Sasha's story. And Sasha's story is so interesting. I could be all day just talking about Sasha's story, just like with Tiffany's story. I could be all day. Or being free from economical challenges that areas in Baltimore face. And this story like perfectly tells that, like through gentrification and through crime. Like, so where you see in the Wake Renaissance and in the Void, where there are people like Erica Little who are really pushing to make certain changes in the city that affects people of color in Baltimore City. You can see the growth in, okay, this happens, this is how we save ourselves, this is how we free ourselves, and it grows. And this is now, and by the time you get to the union, it's like, okay, not only did we free ourselves, we now have the power to dictate what happens next. And that what happens next will come into play in future books like The Transition. And there is another book I'm working on called The Confessions, or The Confession. And I'm thinking the confession will probably be out towards the end of this year, early next year. Transition is a huge book to write. I can't guarantee that that's going to be out this year. Actually, I'm going to tell you it's not going to be out this year at all. It may be out next year, 2025. It may be out in 2026. I'm not making a guarantee because I want to make sure I really write this and close out the saga in the best way possible. And also, I want to make sure that everybody loves the way how it closes out. And I want this to track completely with the rest of the series. So that's the reason why I'm actually making a pit stop the way how I am and doing the confession to also enhance, not it's going to enhance the story, the whole saga, and it's also going to give some more flesh to some back lore that I've already established throughout the series. And that back lore is around the Narcotics and Firearms Task Force. Um, that much I'll give. Like, so you'll get a nice, beautiful backstory on people like Edward Carter, people like Jada Carr, people like uh, Alex Tillman, the police commissioner, people like Marshawn Bell, Officer Hollywood, Officer Lake, Officer Murphy, and uh, the Delaney crime family and the Garcia family. So, and you're going to get some more lore about the Flamingo Club, because I'm just going to let you know the transition is all about Tiffany and Erica and the Flamenco Club. Like, so that's the story. Like, that's the end game. The big bad is the Flamenco Club. The big bad is Erica Little. So, and I mean, there's no secret. If you follow the series, you know Erica Little is the big bad. If you follow the series, you know the Flamenco Club, they're the big bad. Um, so it's like really building that up and really fleshing out. So when you get to the transition, you're like, oh wow, this is a real experience. So like I'm really fleshing out everything. So that way, once you get the transition, it's like boom, this experience. So with the union, you're getting boom, you're getting this experience because there's been a lot of build to get you right here at the union on June 10th. June, yeah, I thought I said Juneteenth for a second. My bad. But yeah, on June 10th, you're getting dumped right into this boiling problem from the Wake Renaissance and from the Void that you've read from. If you started at the Void Legacy Union, you're at that problem. If you read the original Wake, okay, you know this problem does brew somewhat. It wasn't fleshed out like how it is in Wake Renaissance. In Wake Renaissance, you see the problem, you see how it grows into the void, you see how it grows into the union, and then boom, you're dumped into it. And that problem is Hakeem Andrews. So Hakeem Andrews, his brother Jamar, and their sister Eric, their sister Keisha all came from uh, a very religious family that was a part of a cult, and that cult was Andrew's Memorial. With the Union, you really get to see in living color why Hakeem was a huge. No, I'm not a part of this at all. You get to see why. You get to see that, and you get to see the impact that this cult has in this Baltimore community. And there's a lot of other factors that really get magnified because of this cult and because of Tiffany's position with her bank. And also, you get to see how this cult actually has a direct correlation with the secret society known as the Flamingo Club. So I really can't wait for you all to get that next iteration of this book series. And when I say it's compelling, it's like it's just the way how I wrote it. I just wanted just to bleed from one major issue to another major issue to another major issue to another major issue, and they all connect. And it just and you're able to realize and witness Tiffany's growth, not just as a person who has gone through so much, who has made sure that what she's gone through uh, does not become her identity, but is this is who I was, but this isn't who I am. And really showing what is freedom, what is economic freedom, what is emotional freedom, what is sexual freedom, what is freedom. And I really can't wait for you guys to see it. And one thing I do love with this story project is it's not no woke garbage. Like it's just real good storytelling that anybody can enjoy. You don't have to be black to enjoy this. You don't have to be white to enjoy this. You don't have to be Asian to enjoy this. You don't have to be Latino to enjoy it. It's just a great story. It's a great crime drama told from a citizen's point of view, and it's so much more than that. That much I'm willing to share about those two books. Again, I'm beyond ecstatic with the review I just received for the Wake Renaissance, 9.9 out of 10. And if you knew me or know me and followed me while I've been on this book tour, while I did the book tour over the last few years and promoting and everything, you understand the the original Wake was a thorn in my side, and being able to redo this, retell this story, retell the story at the level that I'm able to write and really get a second chance at a first impression with this prequel really meant a lot. So thank you so much to everybody for sticking in there with me. And my apologies to everybody who didn't like it. Thank you to everybody who did like the original The Wake. I apologize. My apologies to anybody who didn't like the original. I was very young in the game and really trying to build out this platform. That being said, that won't happen again. That's dead. I've proven that more times than not that it won't happen again. Well, before the legacy with the Union and now with the Wake Renaissance, I've proven that four times and not that will never happen again. Um, and again, it wasn't a bad book. It just wasn't up to my standard of writing. I knew I could be a better writer, and I definitely proved it more times than over. That being said, hey, what you want?
But really
What would you like? What would you like? Guys, I'm gonna put you on pause real quick. My daughter wants something. Yeah, my daughter wanted some juice, so I had to get her some. Also, I wanted to give an update on what's going on with the live action series. So we're still in the production process of the live action. We're shooting a pilot. We've also been working on the trailer for the Wake Renaissance, which the Wake Renaissance trailer and the Union trailer is going to oddly blend together because they're both being released on the same day. And the, I'll, I'm going to tell you what we've done over here at Bullprint in the past. So we have individual trailers, like The Void has its trailer, The Legacy has its trailer, The Union had a trailer, had a teaser trailer, and then also what we had was the combined trailer, where it's all three trailers together, so that way you can see all three and see the progression. With the Wake Renaissance being out and the trailer that we've been shooting for that, our idea now is making a Wake and a Wake Renaissance and a Union trailer together, while also doing the massive trailers together, while also just having a Wake Renaissance and a Legacy trailer together. And the reason why is because of how timing works out when it comes to buying ad space. And with this whole rollout that we're about to go into full gear with, we want to make sure that all of that gets maximized and the time is appreciated, because easily with all four trailers, the trailer could be like a 2 minute trailer, and I'm not sure the attention span of your average consumer who's not familiar with my series would be like with that. Then again, you never know, because I've had people banging on my door being my DMs, asking me, "Hey, when is this live action series going to come? Because we like the trailer of The Void, we like this trailer of The Legacy, we like the trailer of The Union. We want to actually see it." Like, dude, just read the book. But it is what it is. So, the live action is coming. I've been running into some weird headaches with doing the audiobook. So when it comes, it comes. It's just the dedication piece, because I don't want to be the person that does the audiobook just because it's written in a woman's point of view. Um, and I just don't want that responsibility to fall on me, to speak like a woman per se. So that's it as far as that. Next up, I want to talk about a very serious thing. Um, Last week, we experienced a very horrible, heartbreaking situation where six people that we know of, it could be more, but they're saying six people lost their lives from the bridge collapse. And I know a lot of people have been mourning the loss of the bridge. And there's been another group of people that are upset that people are mourning the loss of the bridge. And I look at it from a whole different angle than a lot of people, with this whole Key Bridge falling. And mine is, growing up, I grew up in the church. I grew up, my dad was a deacon. My mom is a missionary and evangelist. And so I grew up with a person of faith and everything. And there's a part in there to talk about, thank you, God, for protecting us from the danger seen and unseen. And I always think, years ago, there was a very young Kyle that was driving across that bridge every night to go see a young lady he was dating. And I mean, every single night I would get off work when I was working for the state, and I would get off work and I'm driving over there, and we're just hanging out, we're just kicking it like every single night, never missing one. And I could have died on any one of those occasions. And it's like a very humbling experience. Like, dude, that's all it would have took was for a big ship boat thing to hit one of those. I don't know what they're called. I'm not an engineer. I'm a social worker, so I don't know. But hit one of the platforms that keep the bridge in place or whatever. Do you call them a buoy? I don't know. Don't ask. This isn't my profession. I don't know what they're called. Okay, I'm from West Baltimore. I'm a kid from Westport that just happened to make it and become a doctor. Okay, so I don't know, but whatever those things are, it hit. Okay, pillar. Let's call it a pillar. All right. Yeah. So um, it hit a pillar, which is what I'm going to call it. And if you don't like it, shut up. So it hit a pillar, and the whole bridge collapsed. And the only thing I could think of is, yeah, that could have been me on any given occasion, right? And I was a hot boy when I was young. That could have been me on doing so many missions, right? And I always think about me and my brother Angelo. How many times we went over there to go on some random party when we were younger. It was like 17, 18, 19 years old, looking for where the party was. We on a back in the day used to be these chat line that you would call in, hey, where you at? Where the party at? And we go over there, we go party, we have a good time. And we never really had a bad experience. I think it was like a couple times things got weird, whatever. But yeah, like we could have died on any one of those times. My dude Mike Riley, like he had a real good friend of his. I think her name was Sarah or something like that. And we used to go over her house party all the time. Boom, riding across that bridge all the time. Me and tell me at any given one of those times, us just being young and having fun. One thing would have took was just a boat just to hit the thing, and that would have been our whole life right there. My sister and I, we love going eating crabs. Um, when she was about to go into the military, she was about to go to basic. We went right over that bridge to go to this crab spot that she wanted us to go to celebrate her going away for the military. My whole family could have died. Like I don't have a lot of family that lives here in Maryland, and but the family I do have, we was going over there to go celebrate her. Like you mean to tell me that that would have been it? Like wow, that's all it would have took. Um, But me and my dude Reggie, we used to go fishing underneath that bridge all the time. He's now in California, and I still have my fishing rods and stuff. Like sometimes I'll go over there just to kill time. I'm not looking to catch fish. I'm just going over there just to relax and just clear my mind. And you mean tell me that's all it would have took driving over there would be for me to die would be for a boat hitting that, or God forbid, if I was closer to underneath the bridge part, the bridge would actually collapse on me, which made me also think, was there a chance that somebody was actually caught underneath the debris that was fishing underneath there? So when I say danger seen and unseen, that's not me being religious and stuff like that. It's just really putting in perspective the totality of it could have been me. Like I talk about in mental health survivor's guilt. There's some survivor's guilt attached to that, like wrapped all up in there, because it could have. There's a lot of it could have been me throughout this whole city, even throughout the counties, Dundalk area, Essex area, Middle River, all those areas. Like there's a lot that could have been me's. Yeah, so it's very humbling. I was going to get into the top ten hip hop songs of all times for me. And my whole spiel with that at first was my top 10 could easily change. It could easily change from moment to moment, day to day, week to week, just because there's always different songs that come and go that I like, I don't like. I'm feeling for that. I'm feeling for that moment, and then it changes. So I had a whole top 10 list, and I wasn't sure if I was going to put on this week's Nameless blog or not. I don't think that this is going to be the only Nameless blog I'm going to do. Um, but I'm gonna just go ahead and give it. I'll give some history behind it, and then I'm gonna leave everybody on their merry way. Well, before I do that, I'm enjoying this X-Men '97 run. This is really cool. What they did. I'm really enjoying how they did the X-Men '97. Watching Bob's Burgers, I owe everybody a huge apology. I was completely wrong when I did my top 10 adult cartoons. Bob's Burgers should have been on that list. Bob's Burgers is phenomenal. And here we go. My top 10 hip hop songs of all times, not tracks. Again, not tracks, songs, complete from beginning to end songs. Number 10 is The Convo by DMX off of It's Hot, It's Dark and Hell is Hot. That album was really great from beginning to end. I'm still confused on why I didn't get five mics, but the Convo was an amazing song where DMX is talking to God, and it's just a real great song. Number nine, What Goes Around by Nas on Stillmatic. To me, that's just a real perfect song. The instrumental is phenomenal. Nas and his concept. Nas is really just giving you his all, like lyrically, and he's just painting all these different pictures, and all these pictures he's weaving in a very masterful way. And Nas, believe it or not, when I was a producer and I was a writer, like for music, and at one point in time I used to battle rap and I used to rap and all that. But I was more so a producer for Arsenal Records that could rap. Um, Nas was the person that I studied the most, even coming into the game very young with Illmatic, and it was written. That was what motivated me to formulate bars and how to write stories. Because like if you ever listen to any of my music from back in the day, a lot of it was just stories, like just me telling like just rehashing stories that I lived through or that people I was very close to lived through. So Nas was a big part of that. So what goes around was just it's an amazing song. There's a lot of real great songs by Nas, but that what goes around is one of my favorites of all time. And that's at number nine. Number eight is Legacy by Eminem off the second Marshall Mathers LP. If you listen to it, the instrumental, M's content on it, and reflecting on his life and how each verse gives a little bit more light to his life, it was very perfectly done, very very well done. Number seven is one of my favorite rappers of all time, Cameron. It's a song called Harlem Streets from off the Purple Haze album, the first Purple Haze, because there are two Purple Haze albums. Harlem Streets, it's like Cam is just giving you bars of and just like really letting you look at his life through his eyes lyrically, and it's a real great song. Number six is from one of my top five, top 10 rappers of all times, 50 Cent, and the song is Many Men. Now, mind you, 50 has a lot of songs. 50 is a legit songwriter. He's not he has tracks, but he writes songs a lot. That's why I rate 50 so high in the category of an artist. Like because he's not a track writer, he's a songwriter. Just like Jay-Z is a songwriter. Tupac wrote a lot of songs. Um, Biggie wrote a lot of songs. Nas wrote so many songs. So Many Men is the one I chose for this list, but there's so many others I could put in. But number six, 50 Cent, Many Men. Number five, Ambition by Wale, Meek Mills, and Rick Ross. I get that 50 and Ross are beefing or whatever, and it is what it is. But Ambition is a solid song from beginning to end that told a great story. And it was hard for me to actually put this one on that list just because there was a few other songs I actually thought I could have put on this list, but because of the flaw of when you listen to these songs, like please go when I finish giving this list, go listen to the songs so you understand why there's some songs that didn't make this hip hop list of songs. Number four would be Jay Z's song "Cry." I feel like this I was able to kill two birds with one stone. I was able to get a Ye track on here because there's a lot of great songs that Ye has written. Ye is a songwriter. He's not a track writer, he's a songwriter. And I don't have any actual Ye songs on this list. Just because it's not fair to anybody else on this list. Ye is a fantastic songwriter. He's a very consistent, fantastic songwriter. Um, but I'm just for the way how this list is written out. Jay Z song "Cry," it's amazing. Now, Rose is honorable mention by Jay Z. I mean by Ye, off of the late registration. That could have easily been on this list. That could have easily been right here at where "Song Cry" is at number four. Actually, like being completely transparent, that was the hardest part, and also taking off Ambition and possibly and moving "Song Cry" to number five, and then moving um that or oh my gosh, there's this other song by Ye. It's off of Graduation album. Um the song "Do You Think About Me Now and Then?" Like either one of those could have easily been at four. But Jay-Z song cries at four, and I'm keeping Ambition with Wale, Meek Mills, and Rick Ross at five. Song Cry, for those that don't know, is on the first Blueprint album. Mama Loves Me could have been on there as well. Um, Mama Loves Me actually like there's so many great songs that you could just tie into that number four spot with Jay Z. Number three, "Feeling in the Air" by Beanie Siegel. From beginning to end, it's a very perfect song. It's a very soulful song. Heavy D did the production. It's a it's a timeless song. Like that whole Becoming album is a timeless album, especially with Beanie Siegel and Redman going back and forth. Um, Becoming was a top tier album, a very top tier album, and Fill in the Air, amazing. Number two, Changes by Tupac. That song just it's powerful. It resonates today. It means a lot. listen to it. Like matter of fact, let these 10 songs be a good soundtrack or mixtape for you guys today. And number one, you're nobody till somebody kills you by Notorious B.I.G. That song means a lot, and there's something that is written in the Union about that song. And when you read the Union, you'll understand it. What I'm saying. And just know that part of the union was actually me personally bleeding through my work as an author. Um, as far as my feelings about that song, You're Nobody Till Somebody Kills You. It's probably one of my favorite songs, production wise, lyrically, delivery, how it's edited, how it's mixed down, everything about it, the storytelling of it, everything about it from beginning to end was perfect. So I'm gonna give you the list one last time. Number 10, The Convo by DMX. Number 9, What Goes Around, Nas off the Stillmatic album. Number 8, Eminem Legacy. Number 7, Cameron, Harlem Streets. Number 6, 50 Cent, Many Men. Number 5, Ambition, Wale, Meek Mill, Rick Ross. Number 4, Song Cry, Jay-Z. Number 3, Feeling in the Air, Beanie Siegel. Number 2, Tupac, Changes. And number 1, You're Nobody Till Somebody Kills You, Notorious Big. Um, so that's my top 10 hip hop songs of all times. But again, I can change real quickly. Um, and we're going to have another top 10 later on this week when we do another Nameless blog. And my name is Dr. Kyle Berkeley, aka Kyle Berkeley, KB, Trap God with the Dad Bod, aka Slope the Pisces. Um, my books are out right now. The Legacy and the Void, actually opposite way. The Void and the Legacy in that order are out right now on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Greedy Reads, any place where books are sold. Walmart, Walgreens, Sam's Club, Costco, wherever you could buy books, you could get my books at. Um, except for audiobook because I need help with the audiobook piece. Um, the Union and the Wake Renaissance. The Union is the continuation of the series. So technically, if you're going by book order 1, 2, and 3, Void, Legacy, the Union, the Wake Renaissance is the prequel to the series. Both will be out on June 10th. Pre-orders will be available very, very, very soon. The trailer will be out very, very, very soon as well. Um, Please feel free to hit me up on all forms of social media. I can be reached on Facebook. I could be reached on Instagram. I could be reached on TikTok. I could be reached on Threads. I'm not on Twitter. Not really. I have a Twitter account that I have hardly ever used, but I could be reached on almost all forms of social media and also here on YouTube. So please feel free to like, leave a comment, reach out to me, get your copies of the book. Check out my website, kylesberkeley.com. And until next time, peace.